for the Xbox One.
Yep. Actually, this Tuesday.
I've been some people got it already. I've been watching streams
I've been
on
watching
Twitch.
streams and stuff too. Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. None of them know the fatalities, but it's cool. I mean, either that or they just don't bother hitting the fatalities, even though their title will be like, finish him. And it's like, you're not finishing anybody. You're just kicking them in the head after, you get to the fatality part. Like, give me a break.
Yeah, we have actually two pieces of things from chat right now. JBean828 just said that the Lego game has 269 pieces, which is definitely enough to build.
Who is that
portal.
again?
JBean828.
Okay.
Why is that funny?
I know who that is.
Okay. Almost seems obvious that you will.
I put the Lego pieces together to figure out who that was.
Okay. And then Lethal Migraine said for Happy Wars, he said the exact message is, quote, unable to download updates for Happy Wars at this time. The Happy Wars service may be partly unavailable. Please try again by restarting the game from the title screen, end quote.
Okay.
So that's all we got right now from chat. So.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
How about this?
What's up?
How about, we on this show, we try and make it a point. We try and make it a point to play a game. Not necessarily a new game.
No.
Not one that was released that week. Just a new game to us. We try
Unless
to play
we
the
picked it up.
game, and we try to be objective with the game, and we try to review the game with clips. Like a film we put together in Upload Studio on the Xbox, and then we play it here, and then we'll talk about it.
Thanks for the follow, Barbor. 26.
Thank you very much. But we'll review it and we'll talk about it, and it's got to be a game though that we've never played before. So this game that we're reviewing this week is a free-to-play game.
Yeah.
We both did the same one because it's a big game, and there's different aspects to it, and we were able to review it and
we both
not
enjoyed
really
two different type of parts of the game.
Right, exactly.
That's the main thing.
Exactly.
You're more combat.
Our game this week is Neverwinter that we're going to be reviewing, and we've got two different reviews. I think you're doing more of like a PvE.
Yeah, more so PvE.
What class were you playing?
The class in the video is a Scourge Warlock.
Okay.
So that's who I'm going to be mostly talking about.
Okay.
I've had two other characters.
Okay.
But now this isn't the one I've gotten furthest in the game with.
Okay.
But it's the one that I've been having the time of my life on this game playing.
Okay, go.
It's been really fun.
So how many classes would you say you actually tried out of the game?
Let's see. I've tried the Great Weapon Fighter.
Okay.
I've tried Guardian Fighter, Scourge Warlock, Control Wizard, and Hunter Ranger.
So everything but the Trickster, Rogue, and the Cleric.
No, there's a lot more than that.
I
don't know what else, but...
Nope.
Okay, maybe not. But regardless, those are what I've tried. Right now, the only characters I have is I have a Great Weapon Fighter, a Guardian Fighter, and a Scourge Warlock.
So where did that third character slot come from?
Well,
it's a free-to-play game and you're spending money on it?
Yeah.
All right.
I was reading on the
if
the
you can't
Zen
make
market.
up your mind.
I was reading on the Zen market. And
it was like $4.99, right? It's not. Oh, my God.
No. I was reading on the Zen market, and I seen, oh, hey, you can get this box. We'll give you heirlooms to help you level until you're level 50, and you get a new box every 5 levels. For only $20.
How much money have you spent on this game?
More than 60.
Oh, my God. It's a free-to-play game.
Probably 100.
Oh, my God. You're the reason why
they
this
make
game
money.
is doing so well.
I know. It's the tyrannical lock boxes. That's the main thing.
I've gotten like 3 of those, and... They should call them the insane lock boxes because I go insane wanting to know what's inside.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
they make money off of me because of
the
that.
emerald key or whatever they call it that you need to unlock it with. It costs money.
Yeah, it costs 125 Zen, which is equivalent to $1.25.
I could pay $4.99 and get 500 Zen.
Yeah.
But then I know I've got 3 lock boxes sitting in there, and
you
they
only
make
get
it
4
an
keys.
odd number. So yeah.
And see, that's my problem. That's where most of my money went. Now the heirloom pack, I got a character slot of a retrain token, a new companion, and then these items that is account wide. So it kind of was a really good deal. No. But you make enough money to be able to buy at least your first mount.
When do you get a mount?
Level 20.
Okay,
level 20, you
yet.
get your temporary mount.
Okay.
And then you can pay 5 gold to get your mount.
Well, let's do this. Let's watch your video.
Yes.
All right, and I'm not going to play any audio from it, though.
All right.
I'll play the audio. I don't think there's any voiceover on it.
There's no voiceover on it. I recorded it, but I didn't merge it with the video for this reason.
I'll play the audio so that people get a feel for the sound effects and how they are overbearing over the music that is pretty much non-prevalent in the game whatsoever. So
well, I think I have the music turned down in my video.
Oh, well. Hey, you know what? It doesn't matter if you have it up to 100% or 0%.
YOLO.
It's terrible. So, anyways, all right. So we'll play it, and you just kind of give us an overview of what's going on, because I'm sure a lot of things will be happening very fast. And yeah. I'm not big into the PvE portion of it, so you'll have to kind of like walk me through it.
Alright, so this is the first dungeon that you unlock. It's a level 16, I want to say, to 22 dungeon. It might be 24. And after you hit that level, after you hit 25, you can't go back to it. Anyways, it's called the Cloak Tower. I joined a random group, and I was just going through here to show off some of the spells that the character has. Currently, I can't see the number. I think I'm level 19 in the video.
Yes, you are.
So anyways, the primary spell that I'm using is called Killing Flames. What that spell does is it does a nice amount of burst damage onto the enemy, and it has a chance when you use the spell to summon up a soul puppet. It pretty much turns into like a minion if you've ever played World of Warcraft.
Oh, okay.
And it will follow you around for roughly 120 seconds. I think that's, what, 2 minutes?
Like an infernal.
Yeah, pretty much. And it does a base amount of damage. Well, every time you use Killing Flames after that, it will stack an extra 20% of damage on top of it. It will buff its damage 20%, and it stacks 5 times. So you can double its damage just using that spell. And it lasts long enough to where you will almost always
that's on top of your companion, correct?
Yes, that's on top of my companion.
Okay.
And the companion I'm using right now is actually you got wrecked. Right? Is it got wrecked or get wrecked?
Mine's get.
Well,
we'll get to that in a second.
But anyways, so yeah, it's on top of the companion. And the companion I'm using is a mercenary. He does a lot of damage. It's like a trickster. And
okay.
That, at least I'm saying that because it's like he vanishes behind the enemies and will start attacking them.
Yeah, trickster rogue.
But he does a lot of damage, and it's really, really nice to have.
Cool.
Then the class ability that I have, like for Hunter Rangers, I don't remember what it is. The Guardians, it's like a berserk kind of thing. You gain in size, you do damage. Well, for the Warlock, it's more of a class mechanic. It's a curse, and it does so much damage to an enemy, increases whatever. And I have some spells that will consume the curse and do damage based off the consumption. Some of the spells that the Scourge Warlocks have will give a bonus if there's a curse on it. Like, okay, you hit them with this,
right?
It'll consume the curse. Like here, Infernal Vampiric Embrace. What it does, and this is what it says on the wiki, because I have to have it up to actually realize what the spells do. It says, rip the life essence from your target, dealing damage and converting 50% of that damage into hit points. So if you do that without a curse, that's all it does. If
so
you have what?
Is the class mainly like damage over time?
It's a lot of burst damage more so than damage over time.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, if you hit a target that has a curse on it with Vampiric Embrace, what it does is it will consume the curse, and it will gain temporary hit points to your character, equal to half the amount of health that was stolen. So you'll get, therefore, more points in return. And there's a lot of different spells that are like that. There's things that will increase damage for your character, or increase damage that the spell does. And the one spell, I don't know when I'm going to use it next, but you can see the little bubble in the middle of the screen, the action points bubble.
Yeah, the daily?
Yeah, the daily that I'm using.
Okay.
It's, where is it? The Flames of Felgethos. I think that's how you say it. And it's so cool.
Really?
It summons a skull. And here, watch, I'm probably going to use it in this fight. It summons a skull, and the skull does fire damage to enemies around you. Here, I'm going to use it. There you go. There's the skull right there.
Okay, I see it. Floating.
And it dumps it on top of the target that you cast it on. And
it's like coming out the eyes and the mouth. And
yeah,
that's
badass.
really cool. It's like a, yeah.
And what it does is it will hit the target on the ground that it's over.
Right.
And then the fire, because it hits the ground, it spreads. Well, it will spread to the enemies that are around them. And it does a lot of AoE damage along with a lot of physical damage to your target, your primary target. and then the skull will hit the ground and it explodes in a fiery doom of death.
So this is the
Awesome.
first dungeon that you unlock
Yes.
in Neverwinter. How
Yes.
long does it take to actually complete?
For me, this was actually 4 clips that I recorded for this video.
Right.
I actually kept one out because I wanted you guys to actually see the boss fight if we talk about it long enough. So I think it was 5 minutes for every clip, so 20 minutes for me to do that.
Right.
So if you're in a good group, maybe 18. If you're in a slow group, which
So that's-
isn't bad, 25 minutes.
I compare everything to Destiny because I
Yes.
hate it, and I think that it's a time sink,
Yeah.
and I think it's ridiculous that it takes 45 minutes for a strike.
I think of this as WoW.
So this is like a half strike. I
Sure.
think I can handle this.
Think of it as being level 15 on World of Warcraft and running dead mines for the first time with no heirlooms.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's like doing that.
Oh, okay.
That's how I think of it. It's like for me
Do
going
they-
into a dungeon
now-
on WoW.
You have a pretty high level
Yes.
in this game.
level
And
30.
have you gone much into the end game content that they have?
No, I've the highest level dungeon that I did was my very first dragon kill, which was really fun.
Right.
And then I did a daily boss called
Okay.
Charthraxis, I believe is his name.
Okay.
And it's a daily kill, and it's in I think it's called like Never Death Graveyard. I think that's the zone. And it gives you, scalar rewards, stuff like that. And then it's also a heroic event.
So you haven't done like a raid or anything like that?
I'm not high enough of a level to do
Oh,
that
okay.
yet. That is in game. That's
But
at
you're-
level 60.
Oh, you're not 60 yet?
No.
What's your highest level?
38.
38?
Yes.
Well, that's not bad.
No, it's
higher
really
than me.
fun. Yeah, I know. But Charthraxis is more of like, if you could imagine, back you used to play WoW in vanilla.
Right.
You remember the bosses that they had in like Duskwood and
Sure.
the world bosses.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Charthraxis is like.
Oh, okay.
And you go on there and you can have a group of people, or you can just have people run into the zone. Because
Right,
when you're in that
right.
zone, his health bar will appear on the top of your screen with
Uh-huh.
all the debuffs, all that.
Oh, okay.
And you just start attacking him, and you get, I think, 16 or 18 minutes to kill him. If you don't kill him in that time, he just despawns, and
So have
waste
you
a lot of time.
have you stuck mainly to like the PvE, or have you done any of the professions or anything like that?
I've done some of the professions. The professions are interesting to say the least.
Okay.
Um,
How does that work compared to like other games we might have played?
like okay, I don't like using WoW as every example, but
Well, I mean,
that's the only really
but
MMO I
it's
played.
the baseline MMORPG that I think that most people have played. It's a pretty
Yeah.
popular game.
Yeah.
So comparing it to WoW is you're probably hitting the most audience
Yeah.
with it.
If you play WoW, you know how you have to go out, like, okay, for example, leatherworking. You have to get skinning or find a skinner,
Yes.
and you can get, like, scraps, or you can get real leather, and then you
Right.
make armor.
Yeah, yeah.
On here, it's almost the same concept, except all of your materials you get out of treasure chests,
Okay.
and from actually doing your professions, as in sending out. For mining, you would train up for your first thing, level 1 mining,
Right.
or level 0, mind you. Level 0 mining, you would train a smelter. And then you would get that smelter and send him out on a 10-minute profession mission that
Right.
will then return you 2 iron ore, 2 pieces of wood, whatever it is, for whatever profession.
Right.
And you do that to gain your materials. And then you take those materials, and then there's a vendor in, Protector's Enclave, the first city, the area there.
Right, yeah, yeah.
And the market area.
Is that the
And
main capital city, or are there others to follow?
I don't know, honestly. I haven't gotten that far.
Oh, okay.
But for me personally, I would say that's probably the only
Yeah, I don't
city.
see many level 60s running around there.
Yeah, we have a friend who's level 60.
Oh, we do?
Yeah,
Okay.
not a close friend, but a mutual friend, and it
Well,
looks like it's
yeah.
really fun.
Well, I mean,
but
one day I hope to experience it.
yeah, it'll.
I
be,
can't even get my character to level 20, let alone level 60. So
Yeah, it the profession. So then you go to the city and you have to buy different materials from a vendor, and that will kind of complete it.
I think
And then you
that
send the guys out on a
I
mission
like-
to do it.
I like the colors. There's a
Of the
lot of
game?
color. Yeah, there's like a lot of colors
Yeah.
going on, and it's very bright. Like
Yes.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
The lighting. That's what I'm thinking. Like the lighting of the spells and things like that. The way that it reflects off the walls
Yeah.
and the different environmental.
One of the other things that I
Elements.
just actually learned earlier this morning about the Warlock
Mm-hmm.
is you're going to want to say thank you. I don't want to really cut into this. Star Commando in chat just said that beard is so nice. And I'm going to say that to you because I know to me, I don't have a beard. I have more just like gamer fur I'll call it that.
I put a lot. I put a lot of work and pride into my beard,
Yes.
so I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Anyway, so I just learned today that you see those 3 little blue orbs that are floating around me?
Yes.
I just learned, I don't remember the name of them, but it's actually a part of one of my spells. You know how you have right trigger? Left trigger is your primary, like, just regular old attack, and then right trigger is like
They're like at
a
will.
heavy attack. Yeah, they're at will.
I think they're called at will.
Yeah. Your right trigger at will attack is normally more powerful than your left.
Right.
Right? No.
Left.
Other way, yes. Opposite way. Don't remember that. Your left trigger at will is more powerful.
Right.
And
is your left trigger at will ranged?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. And what it does is it will consume however many of those I have out, and based on how many it consumes, it will increase in damage.
Okay.
I didn't
even notice them because I play a mage in World of Warcraft, so I've always got icicles hanging over my head.
Well, I play a warlock on World of Warcraft, and I have the spheres too,
Yeah.
but those are actually used for my spells. But this, I always would hit left trigger and try to shoot this guy because every time I hit it, it would do 500 damage at like level 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And I'd freak out thinking, oh my god, let me just spam this.
Yeah.
So I hit it once, 500 damage. Whoa. And then
Yeah.
I hit it again, not realizing that's what it is, and it consumed all of them, and I hit for 20.
Oh, wow.
And I'm sitting there going, no, do 500 again. Is it just a crit? What's going on here? And so today I read that. I was like, oh, shit. That's actually what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how are
And,
how are the groups? Like, is
the
this
groups-
a pickup group? Or
Yeah,
is
this
a
is
group
just
of
a
friends?
random group. I joined a queue, and this is actually just a random group. The good thing is the dungeons, they have a few mechanics, and if
Okay.
you pick up on it, it
I
makes
mean,
the
it's an
fights
early
easier.
dungeon, so I don't assume that
Yeah.
there's many hard. It's probably just like, hey, if something's moving and you're standing on it, or I guess the red circle there.
Yeah.
Like, if you're standing within this red circle, get out. And then that's like the only mechanic you
That's
have.
that's how it is. And like you can
What
see
is
that
that
circle.
X?
What X? Oh, the X right there?
Yeah.
That's because we have a Guardian in our group, and
Oh,
he
okay.
marked him with his
Oh,
special.
okay.
The Guardian special marks a target, and it just
Oh.
increases threat.
So it's like a raid icon type.
Yeah, and
deal.
then
Okay.
for me, that's my curse, the little skull above him right now.
Yeah.
And that's my curse. And then this is the last boss. When you're on the boss fights, there's normally ads that will come in. And
Right.
It, like I say, it makes it easier if you kill the ads. The boss won't die as quick, but the fight in general will be easier.
Cool.
But it's such a low-level dungeon that a lot of people just ignore them and then clean them up afterwards.
Right. Yeah.
But that's pretty much the first dungeon in the game, and it was really fun. I would run with that group again. I didn't really
I'm
communicate
glad
with them, but
that you found a class that you enjoy,
yeah,
and that you've got. You're gonna actually probably play it more than you did for just
More
the
likely,
review?
yeah.
Good, because I enjoy the game.
Yeah.
and I find it. It's like I've been waiting for that game to replace me having to sit at my PC to play World of Warcraft. I wanted that MMO that kind of had that same feel, but on the console,
Yeah.
and this is it. And it's free to play on top of that.
yeah.
Like,
Not
I'm
to
set.
change really quick. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna read up an article on ESO because you know how that's coming in June.
sure.
June 9th, I just read an article that I actually sent to one of our friends today who said they felt like something was missing from the game when they
Okay.
originally played it. And I haven't kept up on the updates. I just read this article and it kind of touched base on everything. And it looks like it's going to be amazing. And I bring that up because this is a great MMO to play right now. I love it. But when ESO is on live, don't expect to see me on Neverwinter much. I'm going to have all of my time on ESO.
Well, I'm going to give it a chance. I'll say that.
I would say give it a chance. If you've played it on PC, I don't know if you have.
I'm hoping that the
It's a lot
console
better.
version is a little bit more polished than the PC version was on
It
release.
is. I'll read up this article
Okay.
while you do your review, and I'll see if I can give you some stuff.
Sure. And we'll talk about it after. I got some news on that too that I
All
came
right.
across, so we can talk about it then. So we'll just go into my review while you read on that. My review was not so much. Mine was more PvP related, but really just a class review
Yes.
on the Trickster Rogue. I'm a big Rogue fan. I felt that would be the best class for PvP, which was what I was interested in doing.
You know what? I was really surprised when you said your name was Get Wrecked. I was really surprised you didn't name him a Laven and make it like a Wood Elf.
Yeah, well, no.
I'm just saying. I was really, really
Yeah.
surprised by that.
I know.
Everybody I
That's
talked
like,
to thought that's what it was going to be.
I know.
And then you just took us back with that name. You like literally wrecked us.
Yeah, well, it was, I was in the Neverwinter beta.
Yes.
And I didn't want to be a wood elf.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to be a wood elf. I typically will make an elf, regardless of what type of elf it is, and then I'll make a rogue. I'll make it a rogue class, and then I'll call it a Laven.
Yes.
And that's like my MO. I'm going to start
That's
off
what you're
doing
known
that.
as. If anyone sees a character, and it's especially an elf running around, and it might have a stealth ability, I don't care what game you're on, if its name is a Laven, it's this dude right here.
Yep. Yep. But, whatever. I decided it was beta. My character's going to get wiped anyway, so I was like, I'm going to try out. I don't think I was a trickster rogue, but I was a halfling that time, so the name didn't fit. It kind of feels like an elf name, and so I went ahead and I picked Get Wrecked, and it worked, and I didn't expect it to work, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And now some of the names I see I can't even repeat because they're just so horrible and terrible, and but I didn't know about that at the time. I don't think I would have made one anyways. I think I like the name that I got. So anyways, so my review is on the Trickster Rogue class within Neverwinter, and I am only right now level 12-ish, somewhere around there, maybe 15-ish. Actually, I think I'm past 15. I think I'm like 16 or something now.
It's a lot better than 2.
Yes. Well, that's what I was, I think, last week was 2. But now this week I've actually made it to 16. I played a lot of PvP actually this morning. A lot of fun. So this is pretty much, it's not a review kind of, I'll just explain it as we go through because it's hard to just explain off the top of my head. So this is my review, built-in upload studio with my Kinect, the amazing production abilities of the Kinect, and my creative genius. So we're going to go ahead and roll this.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, so this is my character, Get Wrecked. When I took, I guess he's level 12. He's got the beard. He's got the hair.
Looks just like you.
He's got the look, man. I'm telling you.
He's a little slimmer, though.
You know he's just going to be an amazing rogue. So this was my first experience. This was like in the prologue still. I'm like, why the hell is this guy not accepting this quest?
Yeah.
Why? I keep going to, I keep submitting the quest. He's not taking it. Like, what the hell? And then I'm like, whoa. Did that say please place arrows in the barrel? Hold on. Oh, shit. The barrels have little star thingies around them. They're twinkling.
Trail ding on it.
I was like, at this point, I'm like, face palm. So this is actually like one of the first bosses that I went against, and I really got a chance to use all of my special abilities.
Yeah.
I can't tell you off the top of my head what their names are or anything like that because I'm not that experienced with them. But one of them, blind. The other one is, and these are like the first abilities you get, so you don't really have a chance to make a choice. This is me running through the Protector's Enclave and the market and stuff, just showing off the little market and stuff. I always like doing that. But one of them's like you teleport behind either an enemy if you're targeting an enemy or an ally if you're targeting an ally. And then there's a daily too that we'll get to.
Baby, shake it.
But yeah, so this is actually in some random tavern. These dudes were like hooting and hollering, and I'm like, what are they hooting and hollering at? Oh, there's a
Everyone's
stripper
having
up there.
fun except
so
for.
I was like, I'm gonna dance.
Everyone's having fun except for Get Wrecked again. He's just.
I'm dancing. Look at me.
No, I said again.
Oh well, yeah, he doesn't know how to dance yet. I have to send him to training for that apparently.
Can you rush it?
So this is domination PvP.
Yeah,
you actually
this
get
is
a
the
quest
very
for
first
this.
one.
Yes, I queued up for it at level 12, and it boosts you up to the top level for that bracket. So
That's
I'm
pretty
actually boosted to level 19 right now.
All right.
Even though I still keep the armor that I had when I went in.
So do your stats get boosted up too?
I
would assume they
I
would.
didn't go into. I was having too much fun. I mean, dude, the rogue in this game in PvP is just amazing.
Yeah.
It is so much fun. I can sit there and stun lock people just with the spells and abilities that they give me off the bat, and just wreck them. The only weird thing though that I found, and you'll see it like when I get a kill, it is when you get a kill, they kind of like glow green, and you have to deliver a death blow, like a kill blow.
Yes.
And that's what gives you the kill.
Mm-hmm.
I can sit there and I can just go to town on a guy, slashing him up with my daggers and stuff, and he can die. Hey,
Thanks for the follow, Jobin.
Jobin,
Yeah, Jobin.
one of the two. So this guy, I'm going head to head with, and he just starts like, I'm gonna range you. I'm gonna range, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I've got you at half health. I'll sit here all day and throw daggers at you. I'm not moving, like I'm not getting closer to
Yeah.
you. I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
And so finally, I was like, all right, this is taking too long. Let me just teleport up here and kill him. But you'll see that there's this green glow, and you have to deliver that death blow. If somebody else delivers that death blow, you get an assist.
You don't get the kill, even though you do all the work.
I couldn't tell if I was getting the kill or not.
I did notice that earlier. There was a dwarf and you attacking
Yes.
somebody, and then you're just sitting there still attacking, thinking you could kill him,
Yeah.
and the dwarf just comes over and
Oh, yeah.
stomps on his face.
Yeah. So this is actually you can call for help or respawn now,
Yes.
and it'll respawn you at your camp where the fireplace is and stuff.
Yeah.
So I rated a 9 out of 10 because I had a lot of fun in PvP. But if PvP isn't your thing, you're not going to want to rate it a 9
Yeah.
out of 10. I didn't try PvE. The PvE that I did try, I was very overpowered in. I had no issues with killing things
Yes.
with my companion, which my companion is you,
Yeah.
a warlock.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I had no issues with my companion killing things. Even when I sent him on training at one point, still had no issues with him. I can disarm traps,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. So I can see they have that twinkle little star thing going on the traps and stuff, so I can disarm them. I don't know if that's a thing with me,
Yeah.
but I don't know I don't know if there's. Like, I don't think I need a thievery kit or something. I think they have thievery
You don't.
kits.
If you're a trickster, you shouldn't need one to unlock it.
Oh, okay.
We actually have a couple of questions here in chat.
Sure, yeah.
The first one, I'm just going to go down the list.
Okay.
I think there's only two.
Okay.
The first one is from Don't Reject Swiftdoor. He goes, how do you guys feel about Black Ops 3? I know we just talked about that, but
That's fine.
yeah. I mean, I'm happy it's coming out. I'll play it. I'll buy it. I always buy the Call of Duty games. I just played, what is it? Advanced Warfare, I think is the newest one.
I
don't
didn't care
remember.
for Advanced Warfare. I got Titanfall
Yeah.
when it came out, and I played Titanfall, and then Advanced Warfare came out, and I
Yeah.
felt like it was a ripoff.
But yeah,
it wasn't. It didn't have the speed. It felt kind of clunky in the way that it did things. It was trying to copy Titanfall, but like change it up, and the way they changed it just I think messed the mechanics up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Black Ops.
Yeah.
I need to wait until I think next week. When was it that I said? I think it was
The
April
26th.
26th. So a couple weeks from now, if you tune in, we'll probably have more information on it, and we'll touch base on that. But I think it will probably end up being like every other Call of Duty. It'll be great.
Yeah,
a lot of people do
It'll be
enjoy
3
it.
weeks from now that we have
Yeah,
it.
and
So
then
it'll be on the on the show 3 weeks from now on May 2nd.
although I do not like zombies, but that is also
I
a
don't
personal
like
opinion of everybody.
But the thing is that out of all of the Call of Duty games, like I get all of the Call of Duty games too. And I'll be
Yes.
the first one to be like, I hate Call of Duty.
Yeah, and
But,
we'll also be some of
you
the
know,
first to buy it.
Exactly.
We might even go to the midnight release for it.
Well, I actually am not that person.
Oh, okay.
You will be the
I
person who
would.
goes, and then I see all my friends on Call of Duty, and I'm like, I guess I gotta buy it.
Yeah,
I guess I gotta.
unless I
buy
buy it digitally.
But I will say that the Black Ops series are my most played games.
Yeah.
They're the games that I've played the most out of all of them. But Modern Warfare, it ranks up there. But I don't know. There's just something about the Black Ops series
Yes.
that it just keeps bringing me back, and I'm excited about Black Ops 3. That's one of the Call of Duties that I'm actually excited about. Advanced Warfare 2, not so
No?
much. I don't think I'll do that one. I'll pass.
And then the other question we have here in chat is from Jobin1998, the
Sure.
guy who just followed us.
Yeah.
He said, so here's a question. How did you come to Xbox, and why do you like it? Also, I'm new here, so if it's been asked, you don't have to answer. Oh, I guess I didn't have to read that last part. Anyways, erase that last part. Anyways, so yeah, how did you come to Xbox? I'll answer after you do.
Okay, so I am I've already explained this, but I'll explain it again because I think that I'm sure I'll be explaining it a lot. But I'm actually a gamer dad, so I have a family. I play video games in my living room. I see the Xbox One as my entertainment center. I have my cable box going through it. I have Netflix on it. I have Hulu on it. I have, I watch wrestling, so I've got the WWE app through it. everything that I do and everything that I have a subscription for, it goes through the Xbox One. So for me, it was simple. It was, I can eliminate, the Roku that used to be in my living room. I can eliminate a lot of things that I used to watch on my PC. I don't have to watch it on my PC anymore. I can watch it in the comfort of my living room. Plus, on top of that, I've got a 3-year-old and I've got a 7-month-old. So if I have my hands full, which is a lot of time,
almost all the time,
I can send out voice commands to the Kinect and say, Xbox turn off, and it'll turn off for me. I can turn it on. I can change the channel. I can mute it if I need to hear something. I can unmute it. I can turn it up if they're being loud in the other room. All of these things I can do without needing to find the remote because, my son hid the remote.
Yeah.
Or, I don't need to turn on the controller in order to control it and stuff. So for me, it was more of a convenience thing, and it was minimizing the amount of devices that I have in my living room, because 9 times out of 10, the more devices I have, the more visibility it has to my 3-year-old, and the more blinking lights he wants to go up and touch. So I can limit him from touching the Xbox One, and he even knows now, like, don't touch that light on the front of it. Like, it'll turn off, and he knows that'll turn off the TV.
And
so
then Daddy will get mad.
No, I don't get mad. He's the one who's watching TV 9 times out of 10, and he knows that, hey, Dora's going to turn off if I push this button. I better not push that button anymore. So that's the reason why I got it. It was more of a convenience thing and everything that it had to offer. I looked at the PS4, and I'm a gamer at heart, so I appreciated their whole gamers first type attitude and mentality and how they were doing that. But I kind of gave it some time. I wasn't a launch day Xbox One person. I was still kind of leaning PS4.
Yes.
But the more that they announced for the Xbox One, and the more updates that came out for it, and the more functionality that came out for it, it was like, man, this is a no-brainer. Like, I have to go Xbox One.
Yeah. And me, it really stemmed from back in the day. You used to have the OG Xbox.
Yes, I did.
And I remember playing Halo on there. I think Halo 2.
With the Ethernet cable from the old cable modem running across the house and
through
plugging
the entire
into the
house.
back of the Xbox to play Halo 2.
I remember you sitting in your room while you're playing Halo 2. There's that one map you like. I don't ever
Coagulation.
That map, yes.
Coagulation.
I remember sitting there and you're always playing it, and I finally was like, can I play? You're like, yeah, sure. Yep. You give me the controller, and then you put the headset on my head. I'm like, oh crap, I got to talk to these people. And the moment I open my mouth, oh man, it's like how we are now with little kids. Yeah. And it was a lot of fun though, given I had some bad mouthing that happened, but it was really fun, and that kind of got me into the whole video games, along with like Guitar Hero, all that stuff back then, and it. Also, having to play with the PC and all that, it kind of just brought the whole gaming thing to fruition for me. And then playing on the Xbox when you had it, it just really made me want to play more consoles. So then I went out, I got a PlayStation 2. Played on a PlayStation 2 for a while, and that was my console for quite a while. And ended up being where I played San Andreas on it and all that. Got the PlayStation 3 when it came out, and asked after our friend Bradley, who's in chat. He had an Xbox 360, and I think it was right after Call of Duty 4 was released.
Okay.
I went over to his house. He's like, man, I got this new game. You need to
was
come
that
over
World
here and
at
play
War?
This. No, World at War was its own.
That was its own thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so he had Call of Duty 4. He's like, man, you got to come over to my house, and you need to play this. It's really fun. We'll split screen it. Oh, okay. So I get over there. I play it, and I think I stayed there for like 2 hours, 3 hours playing that, and I went home. The first thing I told my mom is, man, I really want an Xbox 360 for Christmas. Come on, can I get one? And sure as hell, come Christmas time, I had a 360. I was so happy I had 360, had the games I asked for, and then some. So I was really happy, and it was a good relationship with Microsoft from that point. And then I hit a little speed bump, and the speed bump was I was working out of town. I had my credit card linked to my account, and it got hacked, and someone spent about $150 on my card.
Like FIFA points, right?
Microsoft points.
Oh, they were just Microsoft? They weren't like the FIFA little...
No.
Oh, okay, I've heard that.
And they bought that many points, whatever that was worth at the time. And so I called up Microsoft. They refunded me the money. They were really, they were really, really nice. And they said, well, here, let's ban your account because you're not home. You can't use it. I said, that's fine. We'll just give us a call when you get home. We'll unban it. We'll do a security check. We'll change your password. The normal stuff they do. And I ended up, long story short, they ended up banning my account. I got it reactivated, and it wouldn't allow me to log in onto the website. And that was what I wanted. I wanted to be able to log in on the website.
Right.
So they ended up taking my account from me again for another 3 months. They did give me Xbox Live time for a different account, but it never worked again. I got really pissed, so I traded it in and got a PlayStation 4.
Good choice.
Yeah. And so then I had the PlayStation 4 for quite a while, and
So,
I had this guy.
I guess the bigger question would be, for people who are watching that maybe have a PS4
Yeah.
and they're in the market trying to figure out, is the Xbox One something that I should invest in? Should I
Yes.
trade in my PS4 and get the Xbox One? What was it that made you take that turn from, I've got a PS4, it's a perfect piece of gaming machinery for this generation, and I'm going to pretty much shelve it. It's in your closet
It's
right
in my
now,
colleset.
collecting dust.
Yes.
And you
Hopefully
went out
not.
and you purchased an Xbox One, and now that's what you game on every day.
Well, the easiest thing for me to say is if you're in the market or you're thinking about getting an Xbox One is give your phone number to this dude. He'll talk your ear off about it until you do get it. That was one of the major things, honestly. But besides that, I mean, I had a few friends on the PlayStation. I'm one of those people where I'll play video games alone, but I would strongly prefer it if I could play with other people, friends.
Right.
So when no one's online, I would just watch Netflix or charge my phone.
This is on the PS4.
Yes, this is on the PS4.
So you had friends on the PS4,
Yeah, I
but
had a
not on the
few.
Xbox One?
No, I have a
you just
lot
had
more
me.
friends. Yes, I have a
Yeah.
lot more friends on the Xbox One than I do the PlayStation 4.
Now?
Well, now and before.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so on the PlayStation 4, it was all cool. Everything was cool, but then I started looking online, more about the Xbox One and seeing they had a whole lot more, available between the apps and all the games that were coming out and all that. And I ended up just saying, you know what, screw it. I'll get a Xbox One. I won't trade in my PlayStation 4 in case I, ever want to play an exclusive, not to make it that's the
Right,
only
right.
reason, but
What exclusive are you looking forward to
for what?
for the PS4? Why are you holding on to it?
I don't know. I just got to wait until something cool comes out.
I mean,
It's
Are
just
you
like the
waiting
PlayStation
until-
3. I still
Okay,
have
here-
my PlayStation 3.
what about, all right, E3 is right around the
Yes.
corner. So if they don't announce any exclusives at E3 that you're just like,
Oh my god,
I
gotta
have
get
to
it.
play that, like, this is why I kept my PS4. Are you going to trade it in? Are you going to sell it? Like, are
I
you just going
still-
to hold on to it still and wait for next year? Because
Uh,
you're not going to get anything that wasn't announced at E3 between now
I know.
and then.
I really can't answer, mainly because I still have my PlayStation 3. Only reason I kept it is for Skyrim, but here shortly I'm not going to need it.
I sold it.
I know.
How
you
many
sold
times have you went back to your PlayStation
None.
3 and played
it.
Skyrim?
I haven't. None.
So you're a pack rat. you don't like getting rid of things that you have sentimental
if you
sentimental
go
value
into my
with.
closet, I have a lot of boxes,
Oh, I bet.
but that's really it.
I don't want to go
but
in your closet.
It's like Lethal Migraine. He just said, he goes, I was waiting for a good exclusive for the entire life of PS3. None ever came along.
Well, I would say that I did have a PS3 and I did have an Xbox 360.
Yes,
I
you did.
both. The PS3, I loved the Little Big Planet series. However, I did play Little Big Planet 3 on the PS3, and I was upset with how much it had changed from the platformer it originally was to the one that they made it into, and I was hanging on to hope
Yeah.
for getting the PS4 specifically for Little Big Planet 4.
Yes.
And when I saw the reveal at E3
Mm-hmm.
for the new Little Big Planet, I knew they made it worse than 3, and that was the only thing that was holding on. Like, that's the one game that I've completed that my wife has completed.
Yes.
She's a big platforming fan, and I can't get her to play video games at all.
I know.
Like, dude,
She was just playing Mario earlier.
She's
She'll
the
love
only one
playing it.
she won't let me play it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm stuck playing Zelda because she's got Super Mario Brothers, new Super Mario
Yeah.
Brothers 2 on that 3DS,
Yeah, super.
like on lockdown. I want to play Pokemon, but I'm scared to. It doesn't
can't
have
play that.
multiple saves. I don't want to play Animal Crossing.
Oh, Animal Crossing's a shit.
I want to play Pokemon.
Yeah, I got Pokemon.
I've never played a Pokemon before.
None?
No.
Not even like Game Boy Color
Nope.
or anything?
No,
Dude,
no.
I still
I've never
have-
I had the original Game Boy. And we're getting off topic here because
We
we're
are.
an Xbox One show.
We are.
But I had. They don't have any handhelds other than phones. But
Yeah.
I had the original Game Boy, but I didn't have anything past that.
I still have in my dresser the original
yeah,
Game
I'm
Boy
sure.
Color. And I have blue version and yellow version Pokemon.
That's something that Xbox
Which I stole from a
needs
friend
to-
a long time
or
ago.
Microsoft needs to invest in. I know they're big into like mobile gaming, and that's
Yeah.
probably like the new frontier. But sometimes it's nice to have something handheld that isn't a phone.
Yes.
Or doesn't have some other function, like it is solely a dedicated gaming. I guess a
Make an
tablet,
Xbox quarter.
like a tablet could pass as that. But the way that they're doing the tablets now with the Surface Pro 3 and stuff like that, they're still a computer.
Just make an Xbox quarter.
Xbox quarter
Yeah, instead of Xbox One.
instead of Xbox. Yeah, we'll call it Xbox quarter.
Yeah, and it'll only be the quarter size
and then
of an Xbox.
and you can continue your games from the Xbox on the Xbox quarter.
Yeah.
What I really hope for one day for let's do this, and
What's up?
we'll close it out with this because it's getting late. But what is the one feature, like wishful thinking type thing? It doesn't need to actually be within the realm of possibility, but what is the one thing that you would love to see before the end of the generation the Xbox One have the capability of doing?
Besides the obvious music in the background.
We know that that's coming at one point.
Well-
with in the future, like it's already been hinted at that it's coming, but I'm talking like it. There's probably no possibility it could ever happen, but this is what I want to happen.
I don't know, really.
VR doesn't count.
Good point. Well, they're developing VR, I think.
Yeah, but I'm talking something that they
Yes.
haven't like announced or anything. Anything that you can think of off the top of your head? I've got something.
You might have something.
You want me to say it and then you
I
maybe can
mean,
play off of it?
Windows 10 is going to have streaming for the games.
Yes.
Now, I
To
don't
the
know.
PC,
Yes,
but not from the PC to
to
the Xbox, which would be cool.
It would be cool, but yeah, you go first. I'd have to think.
I want to see, and I think that the Kinect has a lot of potential.
Yes.
More so than just the voice commands that everybody loves it for. I would like to see, and maybe this is something that was announced and I just missed it, but I would like to see a Minority Report style of control where you're like, like this, and you're throwing stuff everywhere. So like I can take an app, since everything is going to be like, they're going to be cross-platform and stuff like that. So, I can have Word on my Xbox One, but also have Word on my PC and stuff like that. So maybe I can open up Word on my Xbox One and kind of throw it across the living room to where my computer is, and it kind of just like shoots onto Windows 10 and stuff. Like I want to be able to throw stuff across the living room.
Yeah.
Or like if I have a Windows phone, which I don't, but if I did, maybe it's, it knows where it is in my room, and I can just be like, from the Xbox One on the TV.
Yeah,
shoot it over
that
to
would
my
be really
phone.
cool. That would be really cool.
Yeah, or I mean, even maybe they could use Smart Glass kind of like that, because they got Smart Glass for Android and iOS, and they've got Word on the iOS, so maybe I could just be like, "Wah, sha."
I seen something online now. I don't know what it was for, but it was like it was hologram. It was actually a hologram, and it would be cool if they could. If it's being developed or anything like that, it'd be cool if
That would be really cool.
If it could be made for like the Xbox or released with compatibility for the Xbox for some games.
There was this game before you were born. Like you wouldn't remember this. There's no way in hell. It was a Western game, like a Wild West game. Maybe someone in chat is old enough to remember this, but they used to have it at like Chuck E. Cheese and places like that, and it was this table type game, and it was like a Western but with holograms.
Yeah,
it was a hologram game. So the whole game was like a hologram, that you look at this table and these things are like walking, and it was the first time I'd ever seen a hologram, probably the last time I'd ever seen a hologram. But it was really cool, and it's like the one thing that I remember that, and it was always staged next to the bowling game with the little rack, the metal rack that kind of like goes down and then swoops like that, and you've got to like go and knock over the stuff. but I never understood how it worked, so I'm just trying to just chuck the bowling ball down there because I'm like 6 or 7 or something, and I just want tickets just so I can get my little eraser or whatever it was that I was going to get at the end of the day.
Yeah, Lethal Migraine said he wants Xbox One to completely fulfill their console announcement vision. That family share that they were talking about before the Internet Whiners made them reverse it.
Yes.
I didn't hear about that.
Oh, man. Oh, it was amazing. So pretty much what they said, the major gripe was the fact that you would have to be online and talking to home every 24 hours in order to be able to play your games. So that was the major gripe. But what this would allow would be like a family sharing plan, but I think the way that it pretty much boiled down was you buy a game digitally, and you get 10 licenses. Whatever you do with those 10 licenses is up to you.
Oh, wow.
They just have to talk home every 24 hours so that they can confirm that, you know, the game is legit and stuff like that or whatever.
Okay.
I think that that's kind of like a high level
Yeah.
summary of what it was, but I know the major gripe was the fact that we gotta be always on, and now there's DRM, and we're talking to home, and this is like at the time where DRM was a big issue because everything like SimCity had come out with always online DRM BS, and everything was like it was just like a major shitstorm, and then that's when E3 happened, and PS4 pretty much like ruled the day with their like we won't require you to be online for our games. And they just took everything that Microsoft everybody was complaining about on the internet and said we won't make you do that. So
180 one day said the hologram game I think you were talking about was called Time Traveler.
Time Traveler, that's exactly what it was called. Yes, I wish I could find a video of that. Oh man, let's check YouTube and see if there's anything on.
All right.
You gotta see this game, man. I can't believe I remembered it, to be honest with you.
You didn't remember it. You just remembered the type of game.
Time Traveler hologram. Oh, there it is.
Is that?
How can I show you? Maybe this one. This is from like 5 years. It's a laser disc.
Okay.
It's a laser disc arcade game. Look at this. Watch. Here.
Wait, what is it being played on?
So
it's on.
No, it's an actual arcade game that you would play at like
Chuck E. Cheese or something.
Yeah, like Chuck E. Cheese or something like that. Whatever. So check this out. So this is the Time Traveler. Sega made it.
Yeah.
And it literally like pops up. I mean, at the time it was cool. Like I'd never seen anything like that. That's still
pretty cool.
It's like you could like put your hand through it and stuff. And yeah, man. So it was like a Western style game type thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I never had the attention span to actually pay attention to what was going on in the storyline and stuff like that, but I just would. They would have a demo always rolling on the on the game and stuff like that, and I would watch it, and it was just so cool. Like, I don't think. Look at that! Like he's cool. Standing up on the platform.
Yeah.
And it's like all hologram. It's the coolest thing ever. I mean, at the time, this was like in the 90s, maybe. Yeah, like early 90s. Late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
And I mean, you played as I think the cowboy.
Huh.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But you go throughout different periods of time. The Western guy is what I always remembered.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is. See, now he's shooting a caveman. The caveman died. The cave woman died now. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's nothing more than that. So
yeah.
But yeah, it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And that was like. It's like one of the staple arcade games from my childhood. Like that's what I remember. I guess my adolescence would be Time Crisis 2, which I think that would be a big one for you. With the pedal and you have the gun that actually clicks when you shoot it. Like
I used to play that at the arcades at the old Econo Lodges.
Yes.
Back whenever I was traveling around, that was always a fun thing.
Yeah.
So I think next week one of the first things I want to touch on is the Elder Scrolls because I don't think we have enough time to really touch on it right now.
Let's end at 12:30. Let's try and shoot for 12:30.
Right, what do we
it's
have?
12:20. We have 10 minutes. I really want to talk about it this week.
Yeah,
I think next week it'll be old news.
Yeah. So the Elder Scrolls is going to be released June 9th, I believe it is. And a lot of people were saying that they always felt there was something missing or there wasn't I don't want to say enough, but there wasn't enough to it. And a lot of people didn't really care for just, questing, doing raids and professions. So one of the things that they're doing is they're adding champion points, and it's almost like Borderlands Badass ranks. You've never played it.
No.
It's more so you hit a level and then you get a point, and this point will be... Okay, well, no, you've never played...
I've never played... It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
People in this stream have probably played it.
Anyways, championship points, it's an alternate advancement that looks like Skyrim's skill system, but instead of opening new skills, you build a lot out of your passives to make your character stronger overall.
Everything that they're announcing that is going to be on the PC, I mean, are they saying that when it's released for console, it's going to be a complete, exact replica of what's on the PC?
It should be what is on the PC.
Okay.
And then one of the things that they're doing is the championship points. The mage constellation will focus mainly on offensive bonuses, whereas the thief would focus more on reduction of cost for magicka and stamina using abilities. And
I think I'd be a thief.
Yeah, and the
an elf thief
named Elaven. And then the warrior focuses on your defensive bonuses. And they say you can earn a couple of championship points, but it takes a little bit of a time investment to get it. But anyways, one of the things is they're going to allow players who hit 50 to start getting those. So you have to hit 50 first. But when you hit 50, it's no longer, okay, we either raid or PvP or do professions.
Right.
Now, I don't want to say they're adding in jobs, but it's more like... what was it? Oh, Arcade. You remember how you could choose? You could make your own path. You could be a thief or a bounty hunter or whatever.
Game. Holy smokes!
No, you were just always drunk and causing trouble.
Oh man, I was terrible.
Anyways, so they are adding in new armor dies, new guild stores, all this. Anyways, so what they're doing is right now you can be a thief and you can go and you could kill anything, or you could steal and hold on to it and sell it in the store. And it puts a bounty on your head. And right now it's adding in a justice system to where guards will catch you and chase you and all this, and you have to flee through tunnels, stuff like that. And later on they're going to be adding in options to become bounty hunters, and they'll give you a tabard that you wear, and you wear that tabard and it will allow you to track them down and see who's wanted, stuff like that. And
that's
then
cool.
You'll be able to... It's almost like an open world PvP kind of thing, I would believe, at that point. And that's one of the major things, and one of the things they're going to be bringing. But they, what else is there? Yeah, you can kill NPCs. You might get caught by guards, but if you don't, you'll get a bounty on your head. One of the other things that there is let me read.
I thought you read this during my review. What happened?
No, I pulled it up, and then I was busy talking to you about everything and looking at holograms.
You want to see something cool?
What is it?
Did you get this email?
What? That? No, you forwarded that to me.
Yeah.
I need to go there and do that.
Yeah, you need to check. If you have a PC account for Elder Scrolls Online, you should be able to get the digital Imperial Edition version for the Xbox One for $20, and it comes with an account copy.
Nice.
It's the only time that they're going to be giving an account copy away from PC to console.
Yeah.
So if you have a character, you might want to go to the Elder Scrolls Online store and double check that you have that available to you. So $20 is a lot better than $60 for the game, and it's only for a limited time. I think it's for the next 30 days. Well, actually, I got the email a couple days ago, so it's going to be less than that at this point. It's probably going to be around, I don't know, whatever, less than 30.
Yeah.
25 days. I don't know.
Lethal, the Elder Scrolls Online is actually free to play now. You do have to buy it. Obviously, it's going to be $60.
Yeah, so it'll be $60.
But it is free to play. It's no longer a month-to-month subscription.
Right.
But anyway, so what they're doing is with the quality of life improvements that they have new armor dies, more guild stores, crafting daily quest, and they're doing better clarifications on quests that are solo only, where if you're in a group with me and, oh, there's this quest, but we can't zone into the same area, well, now I'll actually tell you this is a solo only quest. So you aren't, oh, crap, I can't do this with my friend. This sucks. You're not blindsided by it. And a lot of people are still trying to get a unified auction house where it's, all in one.
Right.
But the way it is right now is it's all guild stores that are set up on roadside stands or in cities, and there's trade guilds and stuff that will run them most of the time. And it's all ran by different guilds, and the guild will be who makes the money from it. And so that's one of the other things.
So it's got a commerce system kind of like Arcade.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
it's with trade routes and stuff like that too?
No, I don't believe it's like that.
Okay.
Although that would have been pretty cool.
Oh yeah, well, not everybody can be
with the whole thieving thing that's coming up.
Yeah.
And they still have the Thieves Guild, Dark Brotherhood quest, but they're saying that this whole thief thing and bounty hunting thing will sooner or later will tie into those two quest lines for whatever you decide to pick.
Cool.
And so
you're excited about this game, huh?
I am really excited about this game. So pretty much the guy who did the review for this, he was saying he went back a year later. He played it at launch, and he said it was worse than the Final Fantasy launch, their MMO. And
the PC version launch, right?
Yes. And he said it was more of a train wreck than that.
I played the Final Fantasy 14 PC release. It took me 2 weeks to finally play the game after I had pre-ordered it and was there every day from release. It literally took them 2 weeks to get the game working.
Yeah.
So if it's worse than that, then man, I am glad that I wasn't a part of it. I actually waited. I
pre-ordered it and I was on there.
You were trying to get me on it a lot sooner than I actually got on it, and then I did get on it, and then everybody quit. And now I've got the game, and it's like, hey, at least I'm getting it on the console for $20. I'll play it more on the console. It's a little bit easier for me to get some FaceTime on the console when I'm relaxing on my couch rather than sitting in my office where I more than likely spent the previous 10 hours of my day working. So I like to get out of here every once in a while.
Yeah.
But
so he was saying that this, for coming back a year later versus what it was, it's one of the few games that coming back a year later has completely improved upon what its initial experience was supposed to be.
Well, that's
and
good.
It's improved further upon that.
That's good.
Yeah.
At least they're learning from their mistakes.
Hell yeah. A lot of if EA could do that, that'd be pretty nice.
I like Hardline.
Well, yeah. Hardline's cool.
Yeah.
There's some games that they're just really slow with updating. A lot of people get aggravated
like what?
by that. Battlefield 4 back in the day.
Well, yeah.
Although I think now it's pretty much padded out.
Battlefield 4, I feel like they were rushed with.
They might have been.
Oh, I feel like they rushed Battlefield 4 because they were in the the race for whatever. Yeah. For the holiday season, I'm guessing at the time. But I think Hardline. I liked Hardline during the beta. I was in the beta for that. I think we played that at the same time everybody was over here, and we were having fun that one day. But I played in the beta, had a lot of fun in the beta, and now in the release, I mean, it was great in the beta, let alone in the release. Like, that's how... I feel like the beta, though, was more of like a marketing...
just to make you want to play
it. It was just a full game demo. Like, let's call it a beta so we don't have to call it a demo, Yeah. Because I would be more apt to play a beta than I would a demo.
Yeah.
So, but that's just me. I want to feel like I'm playing it first, even though it's available to like everyone on Xbox Live. But anyways, so I think that we had a good show.
I feel we did.
We went over a little bit. We went about a half hour over what we were expecting to do.
That's always fine.
I mean, you just get to a certain point at night, and you just get so tired. And it's 12:30 for us right now, and I've been up since 6 a.m. I didn't have a nap.
I've been up since only 1.
Well, 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I didn't have to work today. Yesterday.
I think I was getting ready for a kid's birthday party at 1 in the afternoon, and you're just waking up. Man, I was exhausted by 1 in the. I'm ready for a nap at that time.
Yeah.
Man. Anyways, I think we had a great show.
Yeah, I do too. I want to thank everybody for coming and checking this out.
Following us.
Yeah. Follow us on Twitter if you haven't.
Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, yeah.
If for some reason you know somebody who wanted to watch who couldn't watch, we're going to have this up by Monday on YouTube.
Yes.
And
it'll also always be on our Twitch page, archived.
Yeah, it will. It will be on our
as a
archives.
past broadcast.
So yeah, thanks for coming out, watching, and following us. And yes,
we'll see you next week.
Yeah,
and
same time next week.
Same time. Come
next
a little
week,
early, enjoy the music.
Yeah,
and we'll be on around 10. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. See you later.
Later.